Alright, let's dive into the wild world of IT support. People think it's all about fancy code and high-tech gadgets, but honestly, a huge part of my day is spent dealing with network issues, and trust me, the stories I could tell. Let's start with a classic. So, I get this frantic ticket from Dave in marketing. The subject line is just network down in all caps, with about 10 exclamation points. He claims it's a company-wide catastrophe. The entire business is grinding to a halt, according to him. My first thought, it's probably his Wi-Fi. It's almost always the Wi-Fi. I grab my toolkit, which is basically just a healthy dose of skepticism and a coffee, and head over to marketing. I'm preparing my usual speech. Have you tried turning it off and on again? But when I get to Dave's office, what I see stops me in my tracks. He's not at his desk. He's not frantically unplugging cables. No, Dave is lying flat on his back, on the floor, just staring up at the ceiling tiles. I just stand there for a second, blinked, and then asked, Dave ... What are you doing? He turns his head slowly, like he's in a trance, and says, I'm trying to feel connected to the network. By becoming one with the floor, the signals have to go through here, right? I gave him my best blank stare, the one I've perfected over years of dealing with this stuff. Yeah, Dave, I said, that's not going to work. The floor doesn't have an IP address. I had to physically help him up while explaining that his laptop had simply disconnected from the office Wi-Fi and connected to the coffee shop as public network downstairs. A single click and boom, problem solved. He looked at me like I had just performed some kind of digital magic. Honestly, half the time, these big, dramatic network problems are user error. It's someone plugging a cable into the wrong port, or forgetting the Wi-Fi password they've used every day for 3 years. Or, trying to psychically connect with the internet through the linoleum. But I'll admit, the other half of the time, well, it's the router. That blinking box in the corner that everyone forgets exists until it decides to take a little nap. And you can't really blame me for that. That little box has a mind of its own. I remember another time, we had a new intern, bless her heart. She submitted a ticket saying her computer couldn't find the internet. I went over and saw she had her Ethernet cable plugged into the headphone jack. She said she thought it was a new type of audio data port. You can't make this stuff up. I just smiled, gently moved the cable to the correct port, and told her it was a common mistake. It's not, but it made her feel better. The best part is when they tried to fix it themselves before calling me. I once walked into an office to find a sales guy had wrapped his entire monitor in aluminum foil. When I asked him why, he said he read online that it would boost the signal. He was trying to boost his Wi-Fi signal by turning his monitor into a giant, shiny baked potato. I had to explain that he was more likely to block the signal than boost it. And let's not forget the classic "my internet is slow" complaint. Everyone's internet is always slow. I'll run a speed test, and it's perfectly fine. Then I'll look at their screen and see they have 87 tabs open, 3 different streaming services running in the background, and they're downloading the entire series of some show in 4K. I'll ask, do you think maybe that's slowing things down? And they'll look at me, dead serious, and say, no, it's never done this before, right? So, what's the lesson here? I don't know, maybe that the biggest network issue isn't the hardware or the software, but the wetware, the human brain. But hey, it keeps my job interesting. You never know if you were going to be resetting a password or talking someone down from wrapping their desk in foil. Every day is a new adventure. Thanks for tuning into my little rant. If you've got your own crazy tech support stories, drop them in the comments. I'd love to read them. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the IT trenches. See you next time.